All right, good evening. We are at the evening section of the Azure Lorica Summer Gala, FanFilm Awards hosted right here in continuation with today's program. Right now, we are going to be reading Obadiah by Philip Hollins. Please introduce yourselves, dear actors, and we will begin according to Paul's narration.
Good evening. I'm Paul Carpenter, and I will be your narrator tonight.
Hi, my name is Frederick Irvin. I'm playing Jules and Butch and Petey.
Hello, my name is Wade Halson, and I'm playing Vincent Bystander, Major Coolridge, and Chaffee.
Hi, I'm Yael Dubai, and I'll be playing Malone, Reggie, Paul, Fabienne, and Andy.
Hi, my name is Drew Stevenson, and I'll be playing Mom, Emily, Owen, Tony, Bernita, Zed, Junkie Joe, and Awesome.
And Benny.
And Benny.
Hi, I'm Sammy Gatt, and I'm playing Gina, Zara, Cedric, and a few others.
Hi, I'm B. Alexander. So my list of characters for this evening are Cofield, Marcellus, Pound Guy, Vic, Polly, Lance, Lamar, Norris, the Wolf, Butch's mom, and Roller.
All right. So, let's begin. Obadiah, pulp fiction prequel, written by Philip Hollins. We open on exterior shot of Jules's car in an industrial area parking lot. It's nighttime. Foul-mouthed Jules Winfield, Jerry Curl, black, and nasally Vincent Vega, white, clean-cut, slight Elvis-style sideburns, both of them 19 years old, wait in a beat-up car as if they're on a stakeout. Superimposed, 1983, Los Angeles.
They don't call them DJs like in disc jockeys. They call them VJs, as in video jockeys. It's crazy.
So you saying that's all they do 24 hours a day is play videos? Might as well listen to the goddamn radio.
I was thinking the same thing, but watching the stars dance in wild clothes, some cool ass shit.
Vincent sips his shake, peeps through binoculars towards a half-empty parking lot. He notices Jules reading a Bible in the dim light.
Yeah, well, I bet it won't be the last.
What are you doing?
I'm finding some badass to say the force up before I bust a cap in a nigga's ass. Gotta be some cold-blooded shit.
Jules spots a Bible verse. He's a little excited.
Yo, check this out. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfless and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children.
Vincent listens as Jules, with his voice raised, gets deep into it.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Jules nods. Vincent continues to glance over at the parking lot.
So this dead man, who we gonna tell? He can't tell the story if he did.
What? It's the goddamn principle of the matter, knowing that's the last thing a motherfucker gonna hear.
Okay, just saying.
Vincent scans the interior of Jules's car. It's a little let down.
Nigga best hurry up and get here.
Shit's supposed to start in a few.
Vincent whips out a file. Inside, there are several photos of a young man. Vincent sees a station wagon in the mirror. It parks and shuts off its lights.
That ain't it. What you gonna do with your cut?
Saw this condo today. Thinking about putting down payment on it.
What picture do you want in a condo?
What I want is a fine-ass mama in the condo 2 doors down.
As they talk, in the rear-view mirror, we see 2 men clothed in dark clothes sneak up on the driver's side door. We hear rambling sounds and we see a struggle.
What about you?
Get a Malibu, not any old Malibu, a candy red convertible, 64 Chevy Malibu with black leather seats. I'm gonna let that top down, that California breeze. Hot damn.
Vincent closes his eyes and smiles.
Know what they call a convertible in France? A cabriolet.
Cabriolet? You want a chick magnet? Plan on doing a little fucking, huh?
As they talk, we see the 2 men pull guns on the driver. The men drag and pistol whip the driver of the car, a black old man on the ground.
Ever made love in a convertible?
Nigga, I'm the motherfucking king of convertible lovemaking. What the?
Jules sees the quarrel in the mirror. Guns in hand, they exit the car. Cut to by the old man's car. Cofield, Malone, both 20 years old, fight the old man over his big duffel bag. Malone, pistol in hand, points at the old man, refusing to let go.
Let go of the bag, old man. Shit ain't worth dying over, Gramps.
The old man continues to fight like his life depends on it.
Cop, go ahead and put this fool on ice.
As Cofield raises his pistol, he's interrupted by...
Do that if I was you.
Cofield and Malone train their weapons on Jules and Vincent. They step out the darkness. Their weapons are on Cofield and Malone.
Where the fuck you come from?
Don't you fucking worry about it. Why y'all picking on an old man?
Why don't you mind your business?
Well, since my business ain't showing up yet, I'm making you my business. Got a problem with that?
Cofield and Malone glance at each other.
Now, don't do that.
Do what?
Nigga, you know what you did.
Yeah, I saw it too.
See, you gonna try and do something stupid? I hate when motherfuckers be trying to do something stupid.
Yo, ain't gotta be all that. Soon as Gramps here, let go. We'll be on our way. Nobody gotta get hurt.
Jules and Vincent look at the old man. Jules smirks.
A bit late for that, don't you think? That bag seems pretty damn important.
The bag don't concern y'all.
See, now I gotta know what's in it.
How you want to play it? Willis job?
Cap those motherfuckers, didn't I?
Cofield and Malone fearfully look at each other.
Dumbass, you're giving away the plan.
But who the fuck you calling a dumbass?
Here we go. Well, if that shoe fit.
Cofield and Malone, confused, look on. They lower their weapons. Jules and Vincent continue to argue, pointing their guns at each other.
Guys, excuse me, guys?
Jules and Vincent continue their heated conversation. They ignore them.
Nah, you got something to say it, motherfucker.
Don't start with that Bible stuff.
What? Say another goddamn word. I dare you. I'll shoot you in the motherfucking face. I dare you.
Ah!
With Cofield and Malone's guard down, pow, pow, Vincent and Jules unload on them.
Willis,
They approach the dead bodies.
Willis job. That was a good call.
Jules and Vincent fist bump. Jules checks the unconscious old man.
And looks like he's still breathing.
Smells like a setup. Any ID?
And Jules retrieves the old man's wallet. We don't see who he is.
Ain't that a motherfucker?
Vincent shows him the contents of the bag. Cash and silver money plates. Title card, we see Obadiah, a pulp fiction prequel. Cut to interior hospital, intensive care unit. It's nighttime. A nurse heads down the hall by patient's room where we hear a heart monitor beeping. Inside, an upset Marcellus Wallace, 30 years old, faces away next to the sickbed where the older black man lies unconscious. The emotional Marcellus holds the old man's hand. Paul, his right-hand man, enters the room and bends down, whispers in Marcellus's ear. Marcellus composes himself and, continuing to face away from the door, Paul waves to Jules and Vincent to fit it and wait by the door.
Listen up, because I'm only gonna ask once. You the ones who took down the niggas who did this to my pops.
Jules steps a little closer, yet they both keep their distance.
That would be correct, Mr. Wallace.
For that, you have my gratitude.
We're glad to help, Mr. Wallace.
It's Marcellus. The only Mr. Wallace around here is in this bed.
Paul whispers again. The muscular Marcellus looks back at him.
You niggas looking to put in some work? I got a job for you.
Jules nods and grins at Vincent as if they're about to get paid. Cut to interior shot of a restaurant at night where patrons are eating and talking. There's music in the background. We approach the table where Vincent and an angry Jules sit across from Marcellus's sister, Gina, 25 years old, wise, well beyond her years, but nonetheless happy. Vincent gawks at her.
Why are you still staring at me?
You're Marcella's sister.
And why does that shock you?
I figured you'd be different.
And?
Vincent grins ear to ear, shakes his head. Jules is a bit upset.
My associate's not accustomed to being around pretty women.
Don't feel pretty right now. Is it me or are flights getting longer?
A waiter walks by.
Excuse me, where's the ladies'
waiter,
room?
The waiter points, and Gina gets up.
Gentlemen, please excuse me.
Jules and Vincent step out of the way, and they watch her walk away.
You don't trying to stick your tongue up Marcella's sister's crack?
No, I'm not. Think she digs me?
How the fuck I'm supposed to know? I signed up for this gig as a hitman, not a goddamn babysitter.
Jules is visibly upset. He checks his watch. Cut to the ladies' room, where several women are fixing their clothes or checking their makeup in the mirror. Gina exits a stall. She washes her hands as two women snort coke and talk. The women frown upon noticing Gina, who exits the door and returns to the restaurant area. She sits down, starts eating her salad. Vincent ogles her.
Miss me? Keep smiling at me like that and I'll have you committed.
So you're a shrink.
Been practicing for 5 years now.
You don't say.
I heard folks who become shrinks to work on their own issues.
You got issues. I gotta hear this.
Let's just say the family business had me looking over my shoulder.
All right then. Analyze this.
Excuse me? That's it. I'm out of here. Hey, wait up. Check, please.
Come on, man. It'll be fun.
Fun for who? Come to think of it, you've been trying to get in my head from the get-go. What makes you think I'm gonna let her ass in?
Well, it might be a good idea.
Gina reaches across the table, smiles at Jules, grabs his hand. Jules chews on the request. He reluctantly nods in agreement.
So, I have to know how you two met.
The waiter pours coffee and Vincent lights up a cigarette.
The hell for? I ain't coming.
Come on. She's Marcella's sister.
To assess your friendship, I must know the real you. I won't tell.
Jules checks his watch. Gina whips out a pen and starts writing on a napkin.
I'm sure I'm going to regret this.
Make him start with Obadiah.
Jules stares at him like he wants to strangle Vincent. Gina notices.
What? Who's Obadiah?
Screen goes black. Insert man's blessed friend, Obadiah. Dog pound, daytime. This is a flashback. Superimposed 1976, Inglewood. Barking sound has filled the air. A worker hoses down the floors. Cliff Winfield, 40 years old with a huge afro, smokes as he struts in with his son, Jules, 12 years old, behind the dog pound guy. They pass by caged animals. Jules is overwhelmed. He'd take them all if he could.
Any idea what kind he wants?
The motherfucking kind that won't shit all over the goddamn place.
The pound guy, a little nervous, snickers.
That may be a problem, but I assure you all their shots are up to date.
They stop and scan the area. The imposing Cliff turns to Jules.
Jules? Well, which one do you want?
Dogs bark, then it happens. A cage near the back. Scruffy pit bull pup curls up in the corner. Jules approaches the whining pooch, and it claims Jules before he can claim it. The pound guy opens the cage.
Great choice. He's had a rough go at it, but looks like you two will get along fine. Pick a name yet?
Go on. Tell Mr. Motherfucker what the motherfucker dog's gonna be.
The pound guy is shocked. Jules gives him a quick once-over, smiles.
I want to name him Obadiah.
Obadiah it is. Let's go ring it up.
Cut to interior of Vincent's parents' home. Bathroom, daytime. Vincent, now 16, hears his older siblings Vic and Vanessa bang on the door. She proposed 4 years later.
Hey, Squirt, open the door.
Mom, Vinny's doing it again.
Inside, Vincent brushes his hair and dances in front of the mirror.
Vinny, stop hurting your sister.
His brother and sister keep banging. Vincent, in bell-bottom jeans and silk shirt, exits the bathroom. Vanessa fans her nose and laughs.
Vinny smells like daddy's cologne.
A horn sound gets Vincent's attention. He races off.
Bye, Ma.
Have a good time.
He grabs roller skates by the front door and runs out to Lance's dad's car, traveling shop. A jumpy Walter Thornton, middle-aged, drives while his wild and woolly son Lance rides in the back seat with Vincent.
Hey, Mr. Thornton.
Afternoon, Vinny.
Lance covertly pulls out a couple of marijuana cigarettes from his pocket. Vincent, eyes wide, makes a toking motion.
Lance, I'll drop you kids off and come back in a few hours.
Okay, Dad.
The boys straighten up when Walter looks back in the mirror. Interior skating rink. Strobe lights glare. A DJ is blasting music as teens in funky garb are skating round and round the giant circle rink. Lance and Vincent are at the doorway, bopping to the music. They spot an open table.
Dude, what's up with your dad?
He's all right. His job sending him on another trip to Asia. Hey, I'm heading to Inglewood next week.
Inglewood.
Inglewood niggas got the best weed. Got it all worked out. I'ma sell so much shit, I ain't never gonna work.
Over at the skating rink seats, Vincent and Lance sit down and the waitress brings them a menu.
I got it. 2 burgers and fries.
The waitress nods, sets a glass of water down, she walks away.
So you trying to get killed?
Yeah, whatever. Come with me.
Inglewood, do I look stupid to you?
As Vincent talks, he spots Zara, a cute Latina in a tight sweater. She skates around the rink with her friend Bella. The girls giggle.
Homeboy got some bomb-ass weed.
The waitress returns and sets the food down. Vincent is intrigued. Zara and Vincent's eyes meet as he and Lance talk. She grins. Lance notices and turns around. Vincent sips water and gets up.
Vinny trying to get some poontang.
Vincent pops his collar up and Zara watches as he pimp struts out to the skate floor. He skate dances circles around Zara. She stands in place while some of the other kids watch. Zara smiles and returns to her table. Vincent follows, licking his lips.
So what's up, girl?
Nothing. You?
Come here often?
That's so cheesy. What next? Can I have your phone number, baby?
Vincent's taken aback. Then he grins as Zara is bopping to music.
I'm Vinny. You got a cute smile.
Zara giggles and covers her mouth.
I'm Zara. You came all the way over here just to tell me that.
You got a boyfriend?
Zara snickers while she shakes her head. No.
Where you learn to skate like that?
Watching TV. I'm a quick learner. So, where are you from, Zara?
Inglewood.
No shit. My buddy and I plan on rolling out that way next week.
2 white boys. Yeah, right. So you got a death wish or something?
Straight up. I ain't scared.
Zara smirks and cuts her eyes at Vincent.
I tell you what, give me your digits. I'll swing by and visit.
Zara visibly takes in the idea. She writes on a paper and hands it to an excited Vincent, who tries to keep his cool.
It's your funeral.
Nice talking to you, Zara from Inglewood. See you later.
Vincent prances back to his seat, flashes the paper to Lance. Black screen, title card. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Obadiah 10. Cut to exterior neighborhood streets, Inglewood. It's daytime. Black and Latino youths ride bikes or talk amongst themselves. Vincent is dressed up clean. He's holding a piece of paper and flowers in his hand, and he's walking awkwardly down the sidewalk, checking the addresses. He draws the attention of a few black males in jeans and white-beater t-shirts who make their way over to his side of the street. Lamar, 17, a neighborhood bully, and the other boys block Vincent as he tries to walk around them. Lamar gets close and personal.
Yo, you lost, white boy?
Vincent smiles. He clearly has no idea how much trouble he's in as Lamar is all up in his face.
What's up, brother?
I ain't your brother.
Cedric, Lamar's sidekick, antagonizes the situation.
Look, Lamar, he brought you flowers.
Other guys laugh. Lamar knocks the flowers out of his hand.
What's wrong? Not your color?
Oh, the guys laugh. Lamar is pissed off. Here comes the boom. At the same time, a massive pit bull tugs on a chained leash towards the group of boys who are cheering as punching sounds fill the air. When the crowd moves back, Jules approaches, watching Vincent get beat to a pulp.
All right, he's done. Let him up.
Lamar continues to wail on Vincent. Jules becomes enraged.
I said he's done, motherfucker.
He ain't done till I'm...
Lamar, pissed off, faces away. He angrily turns around, ready for a confrontation, until he sees Obadiah chomping at the bit.
Oh, shit. Hey, Jules.
Lamar, unsure, eyes Obadiah as he barks and pulls on the leash. Lamar looks around as though he's contemplating his next move.
Don't run. All you're going to do is piss Obadiah off and make him judge you. You can leave, but the cash stays.
Lamar sighs, takes a pocket full of cash, sets it on the ground. Jules grabs the cash, starts counting as Lamar and the boys flee. A bruised Vincent peels himself off the ground. He tries to catch up with Jules while far enough away from Obadiah.
Yo, homeboy, slow down.
Ain't your homeboy.
They scared of you and the dog?
Around here, I'm the judge and jury. And Obadiah here is my executioner.
I can dig it. I could have took him.
Yeah, it looked like you had him right where you wanted. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, thanks. My name's Vinny.
Jules stops counting and walking. He chuckles at Vincent.
I don't even know your name. Ain't like we gonna be hanging out and shit. So who's the girls?
Vincent frowns in confusion. Jules smirks at him and starts walking again, continuing to count his bounty. Vincent follows close behind.
Hey, the only reason white boys come to Inglewood is either ass or drugs. And you ain't no drug dealer.
Supposed to meet up with my buddy later, but I met this girl, Zara.
Zara? Nigga, you lucky Lamar got to you before Zara's brother did.
Vincent eyes Obadiah as the dog pulls Jules down the sidewalk.
That's one big ass motherfucking dog. What the hell do you feed that thing?
Raw meat, like his wolf ancestors.
Why did you say he judged Lamar?
Obadiah, or servant of God, is based on a prophetic vision about the fall of the city of Edom. God, angered by Edom's arrogance, judged it for violence against his brother.
That's deep. You a Bible man?
Read from time to time. I gets into character, like scan motherfuckers.
Well, thanks again.
You want some advice? Forget about Sarah.
They stop at the corner. Jules looks up and down the street.
Think you can find your way back to Kansas from here, Dorothy?
Be seeing you around, Jules.
Jules nods. Vincent smiles, nods at Obadiah, and he walks away.
That's one crazy motherfucker.
Back at the burger joint, daytime. Vincent in a booth is eating fries. He checks his watch. A paranoid, fidgety Lance in dark shades enters with a brown paper bag.
What the hell? You left me hanging.
Don't even get me started.
A waiter approaches the table. Lance snaps.
Can you see we talking here?
As the waiter scampers away, Lance grabs fries off of Vincent's plate.
Smoking your own shit again?
No, I'm not. I'm smoking my own shit.
Then what the fuck happened?
Lance is reluctant to say anything. Then he finally caves in. In flashback, we see Walter's home. Interior kitchen, nighttime, superimposed 4 days earlier. Walter, Lance's dad, exhausted, is wearing a blazer and loose necktie. He sets his 2 suitcases down by the kitchen door and briefly stretches. Walter turns around and finds a shirtless Owen, 18 years old, chugging milk from the carton as he stands in front of an open refrigerator.
Emily, Lance, get down here.
Owen, frozen in his tracks, peeks over at the furious Walter. A shuffling sound, followed by Walter's teen children, Emily and Lance, who appear bewildered as they race downstairs.
What did I tell you about having your friends over without permission?
Owen remains frozen like he's invisible.
Dad,
Oh, but dad me, young lady. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. Obey the house rules. What would your mother say if she were here?
Lance takes a small step back like he's yelling upstairs.
Mom!
At that precise moment, a scantily clad Beth in her 40s giggles while she nonchalantly prances into the room, drink in hand. Her hair is frazzled and her bra strap is down to the top of her shoulder.
Sugar, did you find the whipped cream?
Beth spots Walter. The gig is up. Her smile is replaced by fear.
This is awkward.
Lance and Emily head upstairs like it's a common occurrence. Walter gives Beth the death stare. Owen grunts and shakes the carton.
You guys are out of milk.
Walter slowly approaches his suitcases, picks them up, and walks out. We return from the flashback, back to the burger joint. Lance paces back and forth, and drawing the attention of other customers.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Come to find out, he wasn't on no motherfucking business trip. He's got himself a motherfucking juicy girl in motherfucking Vietnam. And get this, he's got a Vietnamese son. Ask me what the little motherfucker's name is. Go on, ask me.
Vincent has a moment. Lance is busting at the seams.
Lance. He named him Lance.
Lance furiously tosses condiments off the table. Patrons watch. The manager approaches the table and Lance grabs his bag.
Take another motherfucking step. I'll get postal in this place.
The manager rushes away. Lance focuses back on Vincent.
Like I motherfucking never existed?
As they talk, Vincent spots Jules in the parking lot of the burger joint. Jules approaches the building and 2 cops confront him.
Hold that thought.
Vincent goes outside where cop Zed frisks Jules on the cop car hood. For some reason, Zed pays more attention to Jules's crotch.
Hey man, is this shit necessary?
Zed grabs Jules's wallet from his back pocket, reads on it, insert "bad brother" inscribed on the wallet. Zed starts to jive talk.
Oh, you's a bad motherfucker, are you?
My daddy gave me the wallet.
Cop 1 and Zed snicker as Vincent approaches them.
Is there a problem, officer?
Zed looks back at Vincent, He looks Vincent up and down.
Got a report of a disturbance.
Man, I ain't even been inside.
Was I talking to you, boy?
The white dude? He took that off that way right before you pulled up. You might catch him if you hurry.
Thanks, buddy.
Zed and cop number one quickly release Jules and they scamper to their cars. Cops take off. Lance approaches Vincent and Jules.
Don't mention it.
What's going on?
Lance, meet Jules. Jules, Lance.
Vincent scans the area. Lance and Jules nod at each other.
You that nigga who left him hanging?
You'd best go before they come back.
Cut back to the present day.
Rest is history. What does it mean?
Tina takes a moment.
Wow. Well, it looks like it was destiny for you two to be friends.
Oh, Lord, here it comes.
Here, see, I told you.
Jules rolls his eyes and shakes his head and checks his watch.
What's happening?
I believe it's a sign.
Maybe that's not a bad thing.
I heard they call it serendipity.
That's one way of putting it. So I have to ask, where's Obadiah?
Vincent shakes his head no to Gina, but it's too late.
What was that look for?
What look?
Motherfucker, you know what look I'm talking about. Don't sit there and
It's okay. Forget I asked.
know what. It's getting late.
Yeah, and I have an early flight. How's the taxi service here?
It's cool. I'll drop you off.
Jules gives Vincent the evil eye. Vincent grins. Gina smirks.
What? Promise I'll be a good boy.
Cut to black. Title card. The Making of a Fall Guy. We cut to boxing gym. Interior, exterior, ringside. Stay time. The gym is crowded. Marcellus leans on a rail where he watches two boxers dance around the ring, throwing and landing punches. The eloquent Paul approaches him. There's concern on his face. He talks to Marcellus, who sucks a lollipop, keeping his focus on the ring.
We have a problem.
You don't say.
Lopez broke his right hand. He's out for the fight.
I warned Billy Boy about fucking with my money. Send a few pipe swinging niggas his way. Break the other one. Make that nigga remember that shit every time he wipe his goddamn ass.
What about the bookies?
Marcellus chews over the information.
Let the wolf handle it.
Paul's eyes got a little wider, eyebrows raised.
You got it, boss.
Paul walks away. Exterior, parking lot of the boxing gym, daytime. Butch Coolidge, 20 years old, an up-and-coming Great White Hope boxer, nervous, sits in the passenger seat of an old beat-up clunker. Beside him, the driver and excited best friend, hype man, is Luca, 20 years old.
Come on, Butch. Stop worrying.
What if I fuck this up?
Trust me. You could beat this fucker with one hand tied behind your back.
They watch the entrance as patrons in gym clothes come and go.
I've seen this guy box before. Just remember, when he steps back, hit him with the uppercut. Now let's go.
Cut to inside the boxing gym. A few people are working the punching bags while others are either lifting weights or sparring in the boxing ring. Butch and Luca enter in gym gear. Luca spots Marcellus. Butch and Luca scan the gym and size up the various boxers. They approach Marcellus, who still faces the ring as two boxers trade blows. Luca, a bit jumpy, tries to approach Marcellus, but he's blocked by a bodyguard a few feet behind. Marcellus is still sucking on a lollipop. The usually cool-headed Butch looks on.
Excuse me, Mr. Wallace? I got that guy I was telling you about.
All right. What's he got?
He's good. Real good.
Marcellus turns around. He gives Butch a quick once-over.
Think you can hang?
Butch is quiet until Luca nudges him.
Yes, Mr. Wallace.
Let me see what you got, gray boy.
Sparring boxers exit the ring. Marcellus nods at the other boxer. The boxer tosses boxing gloves at Butch, who puts them on, climbs into the ring. Butch paces side to side as he puts on the gloves, and then the boxing bell rings. Butch and the other boxer dance around the ring, throwing a few jabs. Butch sneaks in a few punches that catch the other boxer by surprise.
Come on, Butch. Show him what you got. Jab. That's right.
The boxer hits Butch in the face with a solid punch. Butch isn't phased as he switches up and changes his stance to southpaw.
Jab. He can't hang with you, man.
The boxer steps back and swings. Butch ducks and connects with an uppercut. The other boxer's out cold. Butch stands over the other boxer, who starts to come to.
See? I told you, didn't I?
Butch gets out of the ring. Luca hugs Butch.
Come see me here Saturday.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace.
Marcellus nods as Butch and Luca head towards the exit. Paul approaches Marcellus as two more boxers pop into the ring.
Fight's still on.
Paul nods, walks away. Exterior shot of Jules's car at Sally Leroy's bar. It's daytime. Vincent and Jules sit in the car outside Marcellus's bar.
When we get inside, be cool.
See, now why you gotta tell me to be cool? I'm always cool.
They exit the car and start to walk toward the entrance.
Keep on pissing niggas off.
I ain't pissing nobody off.
Then what do you call?
Just don't like to be talked down to.
Ain't nobody talking down to you.
Well, that thanks would be nice.
Jules looks at Butch and shakes his head. A good distance away, Vincent notices Mia in her 20s, Marcellus's model-type girlfriend, as she exits the bar. They make eye contact. Close up on Mia's bare feet. She carries a pair of sandals and opens the car door. Mia and Vincent see each other as he and Jules reach the door. We see Marcellus approaching the bar, and they knock at the door. Jules and Vincent are met at the door by Paul.
Vincent, our man from Redondo Beach. And Jules, our man from Inglewood. How's it hanging, fellas?
They street handshake, enter the empty bar. Dim lighting makes it hard to see very far. Chairs are stacked upside down on the tables.
Come on in, take a seat. Marcellus will be right out. You boys want something to drink? I got espresso.
Paul grabs a coffee cup and goes to work. Jules shakes his head. Antoine, Marcellus's young, chubby, half black, half Samoan understudy in a Hawaiian-style shirt, cleans off the tables. Antoine appears bored out of his wits as he eavesdrops.
I'll take one. Who's the fat kid?
Ooh, Antoine? He hangs out around here, does odd jobs from time to time for the boss man.
I wouldn't go as far as to call him fat. Maybe big boned, but not fat.
Paul, all smiles, works his way over to the minibar. Vincent, looking around, glances back as the door opens.
Put your pecker back in your pants.
Jules and Paul burst out laughing. Vincent doesn't get it.
That was Mia, Marcellus's girl. I think she's getting cold feet.
Paul hands Vincent a drink, then turns to an excited Jules.
Oh, shit, my man's getting hits. So when's the wedding?
My name's Paul. That ain't my call.
Vincent sips the drink, holds the cup up in the light.
Damn, that's some good ass shit.
This about Jimmy and Bonnie? I told you that shit wasn't my fault. How does Marcellus know about that?
What's he talking about?
Jimmy married my cousin.
All over the streets. Jules went to their wedding. Figured he was at a skeet shooting competition.
Two things I hate most. Motherfucking liars and motherfucking kids. Nasty motherfuckers just all over the goddamn place. Nothing but flying rats. Jimmy to my ass.
Vincent and Paul laugh.
You destroyed the man's wedding?
Said it wasn't my fault. Jimmy sold me some badass weed, man. Can't be going around selling some niggas some badass weed.
Paul makes pew, pew, skeet shooting sound. Vincent laughs. Jules is angry.
Pull! Pull! Pull!
Very funny, motherfucker.
Everyone straightens up when Marcellus, in suspenders that hang down to his waist, enters the room. Paul gives him a towel. He wipes his hands. Paul steps away with a smile on his face.
Fellas,
Vincent and Jules nod. Marcella sits down, ponders a moment.
Gina says y'all took good care of her. Much appreciated.
Paul returns and tosses 2 money-filled envelopes at Jules and Vincent. Vincent thumbs through the thick wad of cash.
Apologize for the delay. Had a few pressing issues that, for a lack of a better term, needed working out.
Vincent looks back at the door, probably reflecting on Maya.
Let's get down to brass tacks. Old man's expected to make a full recovery, thanks to you two. But question remains, how did 2 punk-ass niggas know about the drop?
You think some motherfucker out there putting your business in the streets?
What I think is said motherfucker trying to meet his maker. Y'all hit the streets, go find said motherfucker, bring his ass to me.
Jules and Vincent nod, get up, and they gather their things.
Where do you want us to start?
Paul hands Vincent a piece of paper.
That's a list of former associates. At one time or another, those niggas was part of our operation.
Vincent and Jules look at each other. They simultaneously put on dark shades, nod, strut to the entrance. We cut to bus stop, exterior daytime. Butch, his gym bag in hand, approaches the bus stop and checks the time. A faint weeping sound grabs his attention. Butch turns and notices Fabienne, a petite French girl, crying on the bench, a suitcase by her side. Butch tries to ignore her in the beginning. He phases away.
I don't need this shit right now.
The crying starts to break Butch down.
Come on, lady, please stop.
The demure Fabienne's cries get louder.
I know I'm gonna fucking regret this.
Butch grabs a napkin from his bag and hands it to Fabienne.
Lady, don't cry.
Fabienne's head is down. She's fragile, soft-spoken.
Why do you want me to not cry?
Because it's sad.
Crying doesn't have to be sad. As far as you know, it could be tears of joy, of happiness.
Well, are you happy?
That's beside the point. You can't go around telling a woman to stop crying when you don't understand.
Butch rolls his eyes. Fabienne looks up with puppy dog eyes. She sees the napkin, snatches it from his hands, and blows her nose. Butch looks at the suitcase.
I should have ran.
What did you say?
I said, what are you doing?
That's a strange question to ask a woman. I don't even know you.
No, I saw your suitcase.
Fabienne looks at the suitcase. The tears start to flow again.
I don't know.
Butch is discombobulated.
Look, I'm Butch.
Fabienne looks up at Butch.
Fabienne.
That's a beautiful name and accent.
Thank you, Butch. I'm French.
Fabienne looks Butch up and down.
Are you homeless?
No, I'm a boxer.
Such strange clothes for a boxer.
No, not that kind of boxing. I fight in a boxing ring. You know, it's a sport.
Oh, boxing. Why didn't you say so?
Fabienne smiles.
You know, you're pretty when you smile.
You really think so?
Well, I sure do.
Thank you, Butch. That's so sweet.
The bus turns around the corner.
Do you have a place to stay?
Fabienne shakes her head. No.
My buddy has my car right now. And if you want, you can come home with me. Man, I'll drop you off when he gets back. I promise, no hanky-panky.
Hanky-panky?
Something we say here in the States.
Fabienne laughs.
You're so funny for a homeless man.
I'm not. Never mind.
I will go with you, Mr. Butch.
The bus arrives, and Butch helps Fabienne with her suitcase. Cut to Jules's car, exterior shot, traveling. It's nighttime. Jules and Vincent are in deep conversation.
What do you mean they ain't got no In-N-Out burger on the East Coast?
I'm telling you, they don't.
Well, what the hell do they eat?
Let me see. They have McDonald's, Burger King, Hardee's, and they got this place like Chick-fil-A, but they don't call it Chick-fil-A.
What the hell do they call it then?
Chickasee. Man, my cousin in Virginia took me to the Coliseum Mall. And Jesus Christ, no kidding, that menu was fucking huge, man. They got shrimp, hush puppies, and
For real? I ain't never heard of no burger joint selling hush puppies.
they can eat chicken or fish plus some shrimp and think nothing of it.
Hell, I can dig that.
Jules looks both ways before the car turns into an apartment complex parking lot. It's still daytime. Jules's car is parked facing away from the apartment complex. Jules and Vincent both wear cheap black suits and thin ties.
What time is it?
About 4:20.
Let's hang back. It ain't quite time yet. I gotta take a shit.
Vincent's a little antsy. He looks around.
What you looking for? Ain't no place around here. You got your piece?
Of course I got my piece. Why I gotta ask that question?
Because every time you take a shit, something always seems to happen.
As they talk, we see a body of what appears to be a half-black, half-Samoan male in a Hawaiian t-shirt scream as he crashes to the ground. Vincent and Jules continue deep in conversation.
Shh. Did you hear something?
They briefly listen.
Nah.
Jules shrugs it off.
As I was saying, no, it doesn't.
And you got a bad habit of leaving your piece laying around. Can't be no hitman just leaving shit around.
No, I don't. How could you say such a thing?
They function check their guns. They look around, exit the white Chevy Nova they were in. They stand on the curve and look around simultaneously, putting on some dark-tinted glasses. They pass a group of bystanders. One bystander
Looked like
said,
he jumped.
We got to inside of a hallway. Vincent and Jules, stone cold faces, head down like they're on a mission.
You think Canadians call Canadian bacon bacon or Canadian bacon?
Yeah, hell if I know. Do the French call French toast? Toast?
Can we speed this one up? I got something I need to take care of.
Shit, nigga. Why don't you say so?
They stop in front of an apartment door.
This is the place?
Vincent nods, frowns.
What's up?
I don't know. Kind of feel that deja vu going on, like we was here before.
They listen a moment. Jules knocks. The door partially cracks open. They eye each other and draw their guns. Just as they're about to enter, someone runs out of the next apartment. Jules shoots him. Dead. Another guy, Andy, 30 years old in shorts, hands up, walks out of the same apartment. Vincent enters the apartment, and a noise grabs his attention from the bedroom, where we see Norris, black man in sweatpants, as he tries to climb out the window. He sees Vincent with a gun in his hand and wave him back in. Back in the family room, Norris and Andy sit on a chair. Andy appears dumbfounded.
Y'all better leave before someone calls the police.
Negro, I'm from Inglewood. We both know anybody around here gonna be calling the cops.
Then why are you chasing us? We ain't do nothing wrong.
Jules and Vincent look at each other.
Yeah, you might not have, but old Norris is a different story. Ain't that right, Norris?
Norris is completely quiet as Andy responds.
Norris, what's he talking about?
Yeah, Norris. Go ahead and tell him.
Andy, just shut the fuck up.
Andy jumps back.
Damn, you let him talk to you like that?
You mean to tell me all this time you've been letting this nigga butt fuck you and living a lie?
Vincent's a little impatient. He checks his watch.
Don't listen to him, Andy.
You didn't know a switch hitter's been eating out at the Y?
You son of a bitch.
Andy lunges at Norris, who defends himself. Andy rushes to a credenza and retrieves a black book.
Am I free to go?
Jules and Vincent glance at each other and nod.
Do you know who we are?
Andy shakes his head no. Vincent motions for Andy to leave.
I hope you burn in hell.
Andy quickly grabs his things and flees the apartment.
What about him?
Jules smiles. Vincent checks the time. Jules builds up to his climactic moment as he paces side to side. He talks with his gun drawn.
There's a passage I'm working on memorizing for situations such as this. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfless and tyranny of evil men.
Vincent, gun in hand, watches off to the side.
Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children.
Jules stops, turns to Norris, points his gun, raising his voice. He continues,
And I will strike.
bam, bam, bam. Jules looks at his gun in shock. He's at a loss for words as Norris falls to the ground. Vincent's gun barrel smokes.
Motherfucker.
We ain't got for that. Let's go.
Jules is in disbelief. Pissed, he aims as if he's shooting Vincent, who nonchalantly exits the apartment. A dejected Jules shakes his head and walks out the room, leaving the door open. Back in the hallway, Vincent and Jules put on their sunglasses and stroll out of the apartment to the parking lot. As Vincent and Jules get into the car, Vincent's pager beeps. Jules looks on as Vincent checks the digits on the message.
It's Marcellus. Guess it's important. Need to get a phone.
Jules looks around.
I know just the spot.
Cut to next to Jimmy's home. It's daytime. Jules and Vincent sitting in a car. There are muffled noises from the trunk of the car.
All right. Now let's get our story straight. Everything gonna be cool. Just don't tell Jimmy there's a nigga in the trunk.
They exit the car and approach the house.
Stay clear of Bonnie's coffee.
Isn't she your cousin?
Cousins or no cousin, it still tastes like shit.
Now we're inside Jimmy's home, in the kitchen. They enter the home of their friend Jimmy Dimmick.
My man, Jimmy. This here is Vincent.
Jimmy nods and they shake hands.
Hey, what's up, man?
They stand around. There's an awkward silence. They talk to Jimmy, who has a bit of a nervous tick. He taps his finger on a counter.
Jimmy, I really appreciate you doing this, man.
No sweat. Just don't make it a habit. I mean, it ain't like you're gonna be all covered in blood trying to store dead fuckers in my garage, right?
Flash forward. A partial Pulp Fiction scene where Jimmy is confronting Jules about storing dead fuckers in his garage. Back to scene. Jimmy laughs. Vincent and Jules sort of hesitantly laugh.
Nah, no, Jimmy, not at all, man.
Good. Phone's in the bedroom. Help yourself. Just be gone before Bonnie gets home.
Jules nods and heads to the bathroom where he dials the number on a phone. He waits while it rings. Marcellus answers.
Speak to me.
What's up, my Negro?
Got a situation. Need one of you niggas to take a little trip.
Back in the kitchen, Jimmy and Vincent chat while Jules is on the phone. Vincent notices a dozen cupcakes in a covered glass on the counter.
Go ahead, take one.
Vincent jumps at the chance. He eats it.
That's a good motherfucking cupcake. How'd you and Jules meet?
Believe it or not, I was raised in Inglewood. That's where I met Bonnie. She's my wife. She can't make fucking coffee, but she makes one hell of a fucking cupcake.
Got something to wash it down?
Jimmy grabs a glass from the cabinet, fills it up at the sink, hands it to Vincent. Vincent's mouth is full. He nods, chews.
What about the wedding?
The fast-talking Jimmy's eyes grow wide. He looks around.
All the more reason for him to be gone before Bonnie gets home. Let me ask you something. Ever dated someone who has a memory like an elephant?
Vincent smiles, shakes his head no.
My wife could be in stirrups in labor and still bring up shit that happened in fucking high school. I'm not kidding. Now imagine, just humor me for a minute. If Bonnie will blow a gasket about some crazy shit in high school, imagine what she'll fucking do if she sees Jules in my fucking house. She'll fucking divorce me.
Vincent grins. Jules walks into the front bedroom.
What did I fucking miss?
Jimmy and Vincent look at each other.
You better go. These are some good fucking cupcakes. Should try one.
Don't do cupcakes. That's another way for the man to put some strengths on him there. Now give me some old slice of old cake and hey, we in business.
Vincent and Jules head to the door.
Thanks, brother, for the hospitality.
Don't mention it. I'm dead serious. Don't mention it or Bonnie will have my ass.
Jules and Vincent laugh. Outside in Jules's car, they cruise down the street.
So what was so damn important?
Marcellus needs a man in Amsterdam.
Amsterdam? What the fuck for?
It seems Derek, one of Marcellus' associates, got into a situation that needs help getting out.
Damn. You lucky motherfucker getting it up to go to Amsterdam.
Jules frowns.
What the fuck do I look like carrying my black ass to Amsterdam?
There's black people in Amsterdam.
Maybe black, but they ain't got niggas.
Vincent haphazardly nods.
Shit. I'll go.
Jules looks surprised.
Oh, in that case, more power to you.
Cut to interior of Sally Leroy's bar. It's daytime. 1980s music is playing on the jukebox, and Butch and Luca glance around the bar as they wait. A few moments later, Marcellus enters. He sits down and ponders a minute. Butch has scars on his bruised face from a recent fight. He shows little emotion as he stares ahead as Marcellus talks.
This here's y'all's lucky day. Last night's fight got Boogie scrambling all over the motherfucking place.
We see the back of Marcellus's head. He has piercings in each ear.
He gonna be ready to fight?
Yes, sir, Mr. Wallace.
Good. Got a fix coming. Morgan's trying to get out of the game. Willing to take a dive in the third. All Butch here's got to do is connect. Morgan ass gonna hit the canvas. We get paid.
Luca nods.
Sure Morgan's team's on board?
Marcellus sighs.
Comes a time when shit starts to get real, where inability begins to outweigh one's will. Morgan saw the writing on the wall. He's smart enough to cash in on his way out. See, Morgan won't let motherfucking pride get in the way of money.
Luca looks over at the emotionless Butch.
You're going to want to put him down in the second. Hell, you may want to do it in the first. But you see, this is the ugly side of the game. Part of the game that motherfuckers be trying to act like don't exist. Lights out in the third. Say it.
Lights out in the third.
Good.
Marcellus tosses an envelope toward Luca.
Consider it a bonus. In the end, you collect those dead presidents, get a chance at the title. You're going to say, Marcellus Wallace was right.
Cut to traveling shot. It's daytime. Winston Wolfe's sports car. Winston Wolfe, 30s, is dressed in a classy suit. He's chewing gum while he waits at a traffic light. His car phone rings.
Speak to me. Okay, I could be free soon. What's the particulars? Yeah, no problem.
Wolfe drives off as he approaches the industrial area.
The principal's name? Right.
He jots it down on a pad.
I have a pressing engagement that needs my attention. Page me with the address. Perfect.
Wolf hangs up the phone. He looks around and his car turns into the yard of Joe's auto and a truck dismantling. Construction noise amplifies around the area. Wolf parks in the dusty lot, exits the sort of clunker car, and heads to the trunk. When he opens the trunk, a sheet of clear plastic separates his briefcase from a dead body. Wolf fetches his briefcase, closes the trunk, and meets an older man. The noise is so loud we can't hear what they say. Wolf slips him a wad of cash, and the older man motions to the crane operator, who lifts the car and drops it in the crusher. Wolf walks toward the gated entrance, where Raquel waits in a gray sports car. Wolf hops in, and they take off. The exterior of the car lot, we see a mix of clunkers and vintage cars. Vincent holds a classified ad while he browses up and down between the cars. A thin-haired salesman named Tony in his 40s approaches Vincent.
See something you like, bud?
Vincent turns around, a bit caught off guard, holds out the ad.
Says here you guys have a candy red convertible 64 Chevy Malibu with black leather seats.
Got a 64 Chevy Malibu, but I'm not sure it's got black seats.
Tony scans the lot. No Chevy Malibu in sight.
That's what it says in the ad.
You know what? It's out back getting detailed. Come, follow me.
Cut to the rear of the car lot. There's a candy red convertible 64 Chevy Malibu with white leather seats, parked off to the side. Vincent smiles, yet mellow.
Ain't she a beaut?
Vincent walks around the car. He examines every nook and cranny of the car front, back, dents, lights, bright dice. Close up on the car, we see the dashboard and the wheels. Vincent says,
I really want a darker interior.
When do you need it by?
Actually, taking a business trip to Amsterdam. Need a place to store it.
Tony looks back at Vincent.
Amsterdam, huh? Well, how about this? You like the car? I'll see about getting the upholstery.
Vincent and Tony shake hands. We cut to Lance's home. We cut to Lance's home. Daytime. There's a knock on the door. There's a freaky cereal ad and music on TV in the background. Aviation High posters are on the wall. Lance walks around in a Falcons black and orange t-shirt and ripped up jeans. He grabs a straw from the counter and sniffs a line of coke, offers it to Vincent. He declines and checks out some girl.
Who's the chick?
Lance scratches at his deviated septum, peeks outside, grins.
That's Friday.
As in you screwing her on Fridays.
Nah, man. Parents named her Friday. Pops is a Dragnet Joe Friday fan. Step into my office.
Lance and Vincent walk towards the back. Lance opens a safe.
Picked up some Colombian. You want to try? I got that Mexican black tar, but you can get it anywhere.
Lance points at an array of illicit drugs.
Also, got Southeast Asian heroin. That stuff's all over Hawaii by an unnamed Asian crime family.
Lance holds up a balloon filled with some kind of substance.
Let me see that shit.
Lance hands it over. Vincent sniffs the bag and in the air.
What's that smell?
Oh, that's crack. Don't fuck with that shit. It'll fuck you up. Heroin market's very limited, but I also got that sexy shit. That's like $150 a gram. That purity rings somewhere between 50 to 75% heroin.
Take a couple off your hands. What else you got?
Lance hands over 2 bags of heroin.
My man in Germany sent me some hashish. Now, where did I put it?
Lance rummages through the drawers, old bookcase.
Fuck me. Oh, that's right.
Lance retrieves a beat-up cooler. He opens it and hands a hard, dark, brown, brick-like grassy substance to Vincent.
It's a sheesh. That motherfucker's like a brick. My boy owns a mobile flower stand and sells that just outside the military base gate. Just break off a piece and go to work. The German call is shit.
You're supposed to smoke shit.
Vincent sniffs. Lance excited, obviously still high. Nods.
It'll get you fucked up. He got this prostitute over there. They call her Mortuary Mary. Woo. That bitch old as hell, but he says gives the best hand jobs that side of the world. She don't bite either.
Must be some good shit. I'll take one. How much is that?
That's half a pound. For you, 1,000. Altogether, 1,400.
They swap money for drugs. Ties a strap just above his elbow, plucks a vein with his finger. Close up on the needle as it goes into Lance's vein. Close up on the blood that gushes back into the syringe and mixes with the white cocaine. Close up on Lance's thumb as he pushes the plunger down. His eyes roll back a bit. Screen goes black. The clock time spins a short time. Vincent regains some measurable awareness. He puts on his coat.
I'll walk you out.
Exterior, next door porch, there are two chicks in short shorts cooking hot dogs in a small drum.
Hey, Lance.
Sup, girls?
The chicks giggle. Exterior of Jules's condo in the hallway. It's nighttime. Jules carries a bag of groceries and a bottle of wine. Just as he's about to insert the door key, the woman down the hall exits her condo. She sensually walks by and smiles at him. Jules nods. When she's out of sight, Jules takes a whiff as though he smells her perfume. Shakes his head, opens the door. Inside Jules's condo, we see him asleep. A big-ass fucking handgun on the nightstand. Begin dream sequence, superimposed 2 years earlier. Jules is in a thin leather jacket. Seedy part of town. His Chevy Nova is off to the side. Phone continues to ring.
Answer the goddamn phone.
Frustrated, Jules hangs up. He's immediately attacked from behind. He shields himself from the attack of the two men. Jules gets away, but guy number one pulls out a switchblade.
What the fuck y'all want, man?
Jules takes off his jacket and wraps it around his arm. Can't nobody hear your ass. They corner Jules. He whistles. As guy number two moves in, Obadiah leaps from the car, bites 2 fingers off. The attack is so vicious, guy number one takes off running. Guy number 2 flees. His 2 fingers lie on the ground. Jules approaches Obadiah and grabs his coat.
Good boy, Obadiah. Good.
Jules notices blood on his hand. Obadiah whines. Jules quickly gets Obadiah in the car. His tires burn rubber. We return back to the present. Our Jules wakes up in a sweat. He's breathing at 100 miles an hour. Calms down, glances at Obadiah's photo on the nightstand. We cut to boxing arena, locker room. It's nighttime. And the noises from the crowd reverberate throughout the arena. Butch sits on the massage table, psyching himself up. Luca tapes up his hands.
Piece the cake. All you gotta do is boom in the third, and bada bing.
I did us one better. I took the under 4 to 5.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That money I saved up, Fabienne bet it all on the 4th.
Are you fucking crazy? Marcellus is gonna fucking kill us.
No, he won't.
He's gonna fucking kill me. Butch, you don't know these people. He won't stop looking for you.
Luca approaches the door.
Where you going?
To call this shit off.
Butch stands up. Luca drapes his robe over him.
Will you fucking relax? There's no way they'd trace it back to us. Now look, All I have to do is in the end fight by, halfway point in the fourth round.
You heard the man say third round. What about Morgan? As soon as you hit his ass, he hits the canvas.
Not if I don't land a punch. You can't just fall on the canvas.
Fuck! Why are you doing this to me? This is Morgan's last fight.
Serves a cocksucker, right? Don't have much respect for sellouts.
There's a knock on the door. Paul dips his head in.
Be ready to roll in 5.
Luca and Butch nod. We cut to the bowling alley, food court. It's nighttime. Zara and Vincent are out on a date. Vincent is dressed up in a suit and tie.
I'm surprised you remembered where I lived after you stood me up.
Like I said, I didn't stand you up.
Oh, that's right. You and Lamar had a falling out.
If by falling you mean my face connecting to his hand, yes.
Laugh.
Well, this time I'm prepared.
She reaches into her purse.
What's that?
Figured I'd ask 20 questions. No better way to learn about someone in a short period of time.
No beating around the bush. I like that. Go ahead, shoot.
Now, you have to answer fast.
Why is that?
Because you have to think about it, it's already a lie.
I can dig it. Who taught you that?
My brother. He's a cop.
Like in Cop, that'll throw me in jail for jaywalking? A cop that protects and serves, or a cop that's up to no good?
I don't know. He works undercover. You want to ask him?
No, I'll pass. Cops give me the heebie-jeebies.
Zara snickers.
Okay, first question.
They eat ice cream on Sundays as they play.
Sports or concerts?
Concerts.
Early riser or late sleeper?
Late sleeper.
Favorite drink?
Rum.
Pat Benatar or Tina Turner?
That's not fair.
Wasn't supposed to be. Okay, different question. Favorite band?
That's easy. Schoolhouse Rock.
Zara frowns.
You're kidding. Oh my God, that's how I made it through grade school.
Vincent bops his head and snaps his fingers while he sings.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.
Conjunction, how's that function?
I've got my 3 favorite cars that get most of my job done.
They clap and laugh. Others look back at them.
That brings back memories. 3 as a magic number was my favorite.
Vincent licks his ice cream.
You were full of surprises. What's the next question?
I'm done.
That can't possibly be 20 questions.
Enough to know what I need to know.
What did you need to know?
Zara smiles.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Zara looks around. There's an old couple dancing.
Do you bring all your dates to a bowling alley?
No, just the ones I want to see again.
And where do you take the other girls?
He ponders a moment.
Here comes the lie.
Vincent grins.
Lookout point.
Zara plays with her straw as she watches the old couple.
You still do that stupid dance?
Why, you want to dance?
There's no dance floor.
Don't need one. We'll make our own.
You are something else. Maybe later.
We cut to the exterior of the bowling alley in the parking lot. Junkie Joe and his girlfriend, Polly, wait outside in the car. They're rather thin. Junkie Joe scratches his arm as if he needs a fix. After scoping out the area, Junkie Joe turns to Polly.
Sugar Bear needs you to wait here.
Junkie Joe reaches in a glove box and retrieves a gun and charges the handle back to the chamber bullet. Polly's scared.
What are you going to do with that thing?
Don't worry about it.
You promised not to hurt nobody.
Sugar Bear, listen. It ain't gonna hurt nobody who don't need hurting.
Joe, can't we just go back home?
Cut back to the bowling alley, the food court. Vincent and Zara continue to laugh.
Okay, I have another question.
Wait, I thought.
You shouldn't do that.
Do what?
Think.
Cut back to the bowling alley entrance. Junkie Joe waits by the entrance and scans the area. He notices Vincent pull out a wad of cash as he leaves a tip. We cut back to the bowling alley, food court, same time. Vincent smirks. Zara flirts with her eyes.
Girl, you fast on your toes, full of surprises.
Comes from living in Inglewood.
I guess so. Okay. What's the question?
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Amsterdam.
Why Amsterdam?
Vincent wipes his hands with his napkin.
Be right back. I gotta take a whiz.
Too much information.
Back at the bowling alley entrance, we see Junkie Joe, all in black, skull cap, watching Vincent get up, head to the bathroom labeled bathroom. Junkie Joe smiles. We see a bathroom stall. Vincent removes his black suit coat, which reveals a shoulder holster strapped gun. He hangs it up on a hook, drops trousers, and commences taking a deuce. He notices a magazine off to the side, begins to read it. Cut to outside the bathroom door. Junkie Joe waits outside as the man exits the door. He looks around as if to ensure no one's around, pulls a skull cap over his face, and retrieves the gun tucked in his pants at the waist. Cut back to the bathroom stall. The loud opening of the bathroom door gets Vincent's attention. He looks at the gun hanging on the hook. The bathroom, Junkie Joe tiptoes by each stall, looking down at the floor for shoes. He stops at Vincent's stall, quietly turns the door handle, and is blown way back into the sink after he flings open the door. On the stool, Vincent holds out a .45 caliber smoking gun. Vincent exits the stall, washes his hands, walks out. A dead Junkie Joe propped up against the wall and splattered with blood. Staff member enters, looks around, sees Junkie Joe, says, "Holy smokes!" We cut to bowling alley. Patrons are focusing on the bathroom area as Vincent calmly comes up to Zara.
What was that noise?
Some guy's blading all over the place. Think we better go.
Zara and Vincent scamper away. We cut to Vincent's car, traveling. It's nighttime. Vincent, with the convertible top down, rounds the corner. Zara lets her hand wave in the wind while Vincent drives.
I love your car.
Thanks.
Zara briefly closes her eyes with the breeze in her hair.
I was living in Long Beach.
Nice, if you don't mind rules. Did you know it's illegal for couples to kiss in public there? Imagine that.
Even if you're married.
Zara nods, yes.
What kind of law is that?
They do the same in the military.
No shit.
Yep. Can't hold hands either while in uniform. My cousin Mikey, he's in the Air Force. They call that public display of affection.
Well, I'll be.
Vincent chews over that information. He smokes a cigarette.
I got one. In Berkeley, if your pet canary gets loose, you're not allowed to whistle before 7 a.m.
Nuh-uh. You're pulling my leg.
Scout's honor.
How many canaries are they losing?
I was thinking the same damn thing.
He puffs on the cigarette.
Not only that, if I see a canary in the tree and it's 6:59, do I have to wait another minute to whistle?
What if it's a parakeet? Better yet, what if while you whistle for your parakeet, a canary just so happens to fly away as a cop walks by?
I could potentially break the law by mistake and not even know it.
Mind-blowing, isn't it?
Cut to a black screen. Insert Vic gets out of prison.
Vinny, pick up your brother from prison. He gets out next week.
Close up on Mia, barefooted, as she prances around the room. His eyes and Mia's meet as Mia applies lipstick in the bathroom mirror. She gives him a creep look, closes the door. Cut back to interior of Butch's pad. Butch shows Fabienne her room.
There's a blanket in the closet.
Butch, do you find me attractive?
Sure I do.
If I asked you to make love to me, would you?
I suppose.
Are you a good lover?
I haven't had any complaints.
If I asked you to turn off the lights and come here, would you give me oral pleasure?
Butch chews over the request. He looks at the light switch. Fade to black. A title card says, "One good act of vengeance deserves another. John Jefferson." Back in Butch's pad, now it's morning time. A shirtless Butch is getting dressed. Fabian lies on bed, covered by the bed sheets. She smiles as Butch puts on his watch.
Something wrong?
Anyone ever tell you that you give great oral pleasure?
Butch grins.
You're not so bad yourself.
Fabienne pouts. She looks as if she's going to cry.
You say I'm bad? How could you say such a thing?
No, it's a saying.
That's a horrible saying.
Butch approaches the bed while he puts on his shirt.
When someone says you're not so bad yourself, it means it was very good. So you were very, very good.
Really? You really liked it?
Butch rubs her back. She wipes her tears and begins to smile. Suddenly, there's an impatient bang on the door. Cut to the family room. The banging happens again, followed by a garbled voice. Butch looks through the door peephole. He quickly opens the door as Luca, in severe pain, barges in with blood-soaked towels wrapped around his hand. He almost passes out.
What the fuck happened?
Butch helps Luca to the couch. Fabienne enters and screams.
What's happened to him?
I don't know. Babe, get some water in a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Fabienne scampers away. Butch focuses on Luca's hand.
Who did this to you?
Luca turns his head from side to side in agonizing pain.
Marcellus?
Luca opens his eyes and nods his head.
Son of a bitch.
Fabienne returns with a cup of water, wet rag, and the booze. She nervously watches as Butch turns to Luca, gives Luca a sip of water, places the rag in Luca's mouth to bite down on.
I tried.
I need you to stay still, buddy.
Butch slowly opens the bloody towels. It looks real bad. His hand is mangled beyond recognition, supported by a tourniquet. A concerned Butch and Fabienne glance at each other. Cut to inside of an isolated warehouse. It's nighttime. The sound of loud machinery saturates the building. Most employees are wearing hard hats and earphones for safety as they operate equipment. In the back office area, Jules and Vincent go unseen as they enter a door marked private. They make their way to an empty hallway. The closer we get to the office, the less we hear the work equipment sounds as voices get louder. It sounds like several people are watching a ball game on desktop TV and cheering.
Fuck that nigga up like Marcellus.
Vincent and Jules retrieve their guns. Jules grabs the doorknob.
Wish that nigga would come here.
Sounds as several people are laughing. We see four young men, two of whom have beers in their hands, watching a boxing match on TV while faced away from the door. They have no idea Vincent and Jules are standing directly behind them. The four people are Lamar, Jules' childhood nemesis, who's obviously had issues with male pattern baldness over time. He's in blue work overalls. Orlando, the preppy white accountant in thick glasses and a cardigan sweater who cooks the books. Reggie, Marcellus's former associate in an LL Cool J Kangol hat, fat gold chains, and most likely fake gold rings and watch. And finally, Tuna, wavy-haired, mild-mannered Polynesian who happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. With the boxing match on, even Vincent and Jules got a little distracted, and they watched too.
Anybody want a beer?
I'll take one.
Me too.
Lamar hops up and notices Jules and Vincent behind them.
Shit.
Reggie, Tuna, and Orlando turn around and try to stand up.
Hey, don't stand on our part. Well, what do we have here?
What the heck is going on?
Jules notices that Lamar is holding a beer. He has two missing fingers.
Hey, man, it ain't what you think.
Oh, now you a motherfucking fortune teller? Okay, Negro, humor me. What the fuck am I thinking?
Lamar is quiet. Jules holds his gun down by his side. Vincent does his trademark walk in the background, eating their food.
What? You the boss man now?
Fuck nah, he ain't no boss man. This nigga's too damn stupid to be the goddamn boss man.
Jules smacks Lamar upside the head. Vincent sees his fingers.
Wait a fucking minute. You killed Obadiah. Fucking unbelievable.
I can explain.
Explain what, motherfucker?
Jules' trigger finger is getting itchy. He waves the gun around. Vincent snickers as he munches down on the party food.
Y'all Y'all have a party with, sorry. What kind of party has stale chips?
Vincent shakes his head.
This nigga couldn't be no man about it. He got the motherfucking nerve to rob me in a motherfucking ski mask?
Orlando tries to intervene.
Excuse me, if I can interject for a moment.
Jules looks back at Vincent, who shakes his head.
And who the fuck are you?
I'm Orlando, the bookkeeper.
Bookkeeper? Ain't that some shit?
Well, I just think if we could calm down, we could come to some arrangement.
Jules and Vincent glance at each other. We cut to a flash forward. Jules and Vincent smile as Orlando is now in the locker.
How do you like those arrangements?
Orlando appears frustrated. He shakes his head no.
Why do you feel the need to curse so much?
Jules glances at the locker filled with books on behavior.
Say another goddamn word. Go on. Fucking word.
Orlando's quiet.
As I
Jules refocuses on Cuna, Lamar, and Reggie.
As I was saying, Reggie here's got some explaining to do. He knows he done fucked up. Ain't that right, Reggie?
Orlando, for some reason, can't keep his mouth shut.
Talk about anger management.
Anger manage this, motherfucker.
Pop, pop, pop. Jules and Vincent release a barrage of shots into the locker. Cuna, Reggie, and Lamar jump. Jules turns his focus back on them.
Now, where were we?
All eyes are on Jules as he paces side to side. Vincent, with a plate in his hand, samples a buffet of snacks on a nearby table.
There's a passage I'm working on memorizing for situations such as this. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil.
Vincent, gun in hand, watches off to the side.
Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children.
Jules turns to Lamar, points his gun, raises his voice.
And I will strike thee down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger, those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Pop, pop. Jules and Vincent release a barrage of shots into Lamar's chest. Only Reggie and Cuna are left alive. They nervously tremble.
Get your black ass up, motherfucker.
Vincent glances at Cuna, whose hands are raised up.
What about Big Boy over here?
Jules looks at him. Jules and Vincent turn their back to Cuna, who hears them contemplate his potential demise.
I say we kill him. No witnesses.
He ain't done nothing to nobody.
That's besides the point. He'll talk.
Cuna slowly gets up, tiptoes until Jules and Vincent catch him. Cuna makes a break for it, slips on a banana peel that Vincent had tossed on the floor earlier, and breaks his neck. Cuna's eyes are wide open. Vincent and Jules squat down. Look.
Hell, I guess that answers that question.
Jules grabs Reggie. Vincent peeps out into the hallway. They exit the room, and Reggie's fat gold chain lies on the floor. Exterior shot, adjacent to Jules's car just a few moments later. At gunpoint, Reggie climbs into the trunk of the car. Jules takes a bag from the trunk, grabs a tranquilizer gun, and shoots Reggie.
What you do that for?
Making sure that nigga don't try nothing along the way.
Cut to exterior phone booth. It's daytime. Vincent waits in the car while Jules waits on the phone. We hear the intermittent moaning and banging in the trunk. Back at Sally Leroy's bar, the lights are low. There's cigarette smoke. Paul hands Marcellus a drink.
Speak to me.
The following is an intercut telephone conversation between Jules and Marcellus.
Yeah, we found Reggie.
That nigga still breathing?
Correctamundo. He ain't gonna talk. You want me to pop a cap in his ass?
Won't be necessary. My associate will get what I want from you. I'll page them to you. I got it from here on.
This associate got a name?
The Wolf. Check your beeper for the spot. Leave the key in the car.
We cut to exterior of industrial area, parking lot of a crematory. It's nighttime. Vincent parks the clunker car and is followed by Jules, who waits. Vincent wipes his fingerprints and jumps into Jules's Chevy Nova. They wait a few minutes.
Why are all industrial areas dark?
Jules looks around.
Would you prefer fucking paisley flowers in the motherfucking door?
I'm just saying it looks like shit.
Ain't my problem.
They look around. Quiet. Not a peep.
You ever seen the wolf?
Nope. And don't care to either.
Vincent looks up at the building sign. Insert Joe's Crematory.
You think a lot of dead people come here?
I suppose that's what usually happens at crematoriums.
Burned alive is a hell of a way to die.
If you're here, you're probably dead already.
I can dig it, but what if they think you're dead? They put you in that thingamajig and you wake up.
Then I suppose that nigga must have one nasty ass sleeping disorder.
Back in the industrial warehouse, there's a dimly lit area surrounded by a host of construction, manufacturing, and produce buildings. A sports car approaches.
Let's get out of here.
We cut to a phone booth. It's daytime now. Butch inserts coins in the booth phone. He waits.
Hello?
What the hell's taking you so long?
Said I'll be right down. If
There are 3 knocks on the door. Luca gets real quiet.
What was that?
There
Luca?
sounds as if Luca is setting the phone down, followed by the sound of a door opening. Butch is starting to get emotional. He yells,
Luca, get out of there!
Where's Butch?
I haven't seen him.
Luca, answer me!
Luca, let's go for a ride. He just wants to talk to you.
Come on, man. Let's just talk about this.
Butch listens to every word. Then the phone goes click.
Motherfucker!
He bangs the receiver against the phone in rapid succession. People walking by notice. Butch thinks, tries to compose himself, before finally he gets out of the phone booth and takes off. Cut to interior of Jules's condo in the hallway. It's daytime. Jules, while heading to his residence, runs into Awesome. She sets 2 suitcases down on the door just outside her door. Jules appears surprised. Their eyes meet.
Taking a little trip?
I'm afraid so.
Might I ask when you're coming back?
Look, Jules, this was fun, but I have to head to New York.
Awesome locks her condo door and chews over his request. She picks up her suitcase and walks by Jules.
Oh, what's so damn important in New York?
Mr. Awesome.
Awesome sets her suitcases down again and gives Jules a peck on the cheek.
Take care of yourself, Jules.
Awesome picks up her bags. Jules smiles and watches her walk away. Cut to inside of Butch's mom's house. It's daytime. Butch frantically bursts into his mother's home, heads for the closet, starts throwing things around as he checks the floor, the shelf, all over.
Mom!
No one answers at first. Then Butch's mom rushes in from the back room. She's caught off guard by Butch's haste.
Butchie, what's all the noise for?
Where's my box?
What box, Butchie?
The one I put in the closet.
He looks around.
I put it in your old room when I cleaned up. What's this all about?
Butch quickly rushes to the back, returns with the box and rifles through its contents.
Talk to me.
Butch places things in his pocket, a gun among them. He stops.
They hurt Luca.
Who, Butchie?
Butch is hesitant to say anything else.
It's best you don't get involved. Oh, only if Dad was here.
Butch's mom looks remorseful.
Son, I have something to tell you.
Mom, Not now.
It's important. Just sit.
Butch sits.
Your father didn't die in Vietnam.
Butch frowns.
Mom, you're talking crazy.
Flashback. Interior, Major Sam Roller Coolidge's home. It's nighttime. She proposed 1974. There's a knock on the door. Kelly, 40 years old, in an apron, exits the kitchen, heads to the front door, and looks through a peephole. Kelly shakes her head and opens the door. On the other side is Butch's mom in a headscarf and coat. Kelly doesn't appear surprised to see her.
You know the drill.
Butch's mom sits on the sofa, and Kelly yells to the back.
Babe, guess who's here?
Major Sam Roller Coolidge, about 40, Butch's mom's ex-husband, enters from the back in a t-shirt. His arms are tattooed. He holds a beer.
I asked you not to come back here.
He's asking questions again. What am I supposed to tell him?
Major Coolidge reflects a moment. He stares at an old watch on top of the counter.
I got an idea.
Major Coolidge gets on the phone. He dials the number as Butch's mom nervously waits.
Coons, Major Coolidge here. Good. How are you? Good to hear. Hey, need a favor. You were a size 44 regular, right? Still got that Air Force uniform? Excellent.
And a flashback back to the present. Butch's eyes open wide. Butch's mom nods her head.
You told me he was dead.
It was much easier than telling you the truth.
And he went along with it?
Butch's mom heads to the bookshelf. She retrieves a cookbook and takes out a folded piece of paper that she hands to him.
That's his last address.
Butch reads it.
All this time he lives here?
Butch's mom's head is down. He grabs his things and leaves while she protests, trying to hold him back.
Butchie, don't go. Butchie!
We cut to Butch's motorcycle across the street from Major Coolidge's home. It's daytime. Butch sits on his chopper across the street from his dad's home, staring at the paper. Cut to inside Roller Coolidge's home. Butch knocks on the door. There's no answer. The neighbor, Sanders, peers from the side of the house with hedge clippers.
Help you with something?
Looking for Major Coolidge?
Roller. I'm afraid you're a few years too late for that.
Butch frowns.
The strangest thing happened.
Flashback to the inside of Roller Coolidge's home. Bedroom. Nighttime. Sam, a.k.a. Roller, scruffy tattooed son of a bitch with a wife-beater t-shirt, and marine high and tight haircut, 5 o'clock shadow, parades around a room, sawed-off shotgun over his shoulder. The raspy-voiced Roller, pistol tucked in his pants waist, paces as he stares down at 14 males in dark urban clothes. They are Benny, 15 years old, black, Chaffee, 16-year-olds, white in tears, Cappy, 16, Benny's brother, his mouth's poked out, and Petey, 15, Latino, nervous. Their hands are tied behind their backs. They're on their knees. Roller turns to the boys. His wife, Kelly, in a housecoat and hair curlers, waits in the background. She files her nails.
Didn't turn out like you thought, did it, boys? Way I see it, you four broke in my house and shot my wife.
Kelly frowns, smirks at him.
Roller, what are you talking about, silly? Ain't nobody shoot.
At that precise moment, Roller shoots Kelly in the chest. She shakes on the floor and bleeds out. The boys scream at the top of their lungs. Roller eyes them. He waves the handgun around.
Quit your whining. She had it coming. Whore's been lacing my dinner with arsenic for 6 months now. So what am I going to do with you boys?
He approaches the boys and squats down in front of them.
I got an idea. Each of you boys are going to tell me a story. Better be the best story of your lives, because the winner lives the longest.
Roller harasses the boys as he points the gun in their faces.
5 minutes. Best be good, you hear? Okay, let's hear it.
Cappy can't talk. He's soiled himself. Roller, antsy, sighs.
Cappy, nah, man, nah.
Benny wails as he tries to break free. Roller approaches the sobbing Petey.
Your turn.
Petey stutters. Roller shakes his head, puts the gun to Petey's head.
Okay, shit for brains. Repeat after me. Once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Good. Now, in case y'all too dumb to figure it out, y'all done robbed the wrong house.
Roller pulls out a chair, turns it backwards, and straddles it. He eyes the other boys, then focuses on Petey and says,
Let's get this party started.
blood splatter on Roller's feet. The boys avoid eye contact. Petey appears intimidated by Roller. Then he takes a deep breath.
About 2 years ago, me and my cousin was getting tore up while watching a movie about stealing cars. That's when my brother Eddie and friend Frankie showed up, asking if we wanted to have some real fun. 10 cars in 2 hours? He said we'd be looking out $50 per car. Easy money I ever.
Bam! Petey's head hits the floor. Benny and Chaffee weep as Roller, disgusted, stands over Petey, a smoking gun in his hand.
Once we built a 68 Shelby GT350. That story hits a little too close to home.
Before Roller turns his attention to the two boys left, police lights beam through the curtains. Roller checks his watch, peeks out through the window.
In the core, the motto is Semper Fidelis. It means always faithful.
Roller stares at Kelly's body and the photo of him in uniform on the wall.
Marines plan for contingencies, but in war, you become the contingency.
Benny and Chaffee frown at Roller, who psychotically grins.
Hold up. Y'all think y'all here by mistake. I planned this shit.
Roller beats his chest. Benny and Chaffee are visibly taken aback. Roller paces back and forth on the blood-soaked carpet.
Seen y'all casing my pad, but ain't shit gonna be happening without me knowing. You took so long. I had to sweeten the pot. Big screen box by a trash bin, left silver dollars on the sidewalk, and now, here we are.
The phone rings. Roller's smile fades. He stares with a blank expression.
You ain't gonna get away with this.
Roller grins, lifts up his shirt. There's yellow skin below his ribcage.
Yep. Looks like the arsenic's putting in overtime. Doc says 3, maybe 4 months tops.
A police sergeant yells across the PA system.
You, inside. Come out with your hands up.
Roller ignores the police. He looks at the boys. Their heads are down. Roller checks the time.
I'd offer you two a beer, but I'd be contributing to your delinquency. Your 5 minutes starts now.
Chaffee tries to compose himself. The tears keep streaming.
I hang out with some rich kids from school at their home to gain access to their secure system security.
Roller, seated again, leans in as if intrigued. Begin a montage of Chaffee's world. First, at school. Chaffee combs his hair while he walks down the hall. Girls check out his fancy jewelry as he passes by. Second, at school. Chaffee hangs around the preppy students and fake laughs. Third, at a friend's home, Chaffee sees rich kids punch in security codes. Fourth, at another friend's home, a rich kid talks Chaffee fake interests and frown.
So, since Rich folks so busy they use the same pin code for everything. Got map at the crib of homes with vacation days, card numbers, passwords. Rich motherfuckers love bragging and showing off.
Toffee removes a sheet from his bedroom wall, reveals the map. Toffee writes a code in red on a house with a map. Girl kisses all over Toffee, who's too cool to kiss her back.
Been nickeling and diming this home for 6 months now. Their daughter likes me. She think if she gives me what I want, I'll bump ugly with their dumb fence about $6,000.
End of montage. Back to the present. Roller contemplates. Sinister grin.
A hustler. Now that's a story. Youngblood, you up to the task?
Roller looks down at Benny, whose mouth quivers. We begin a series of shots. This is Benny's world. First, we see a black woman in a maid outfit cooking. There's smoke. Cappy, Benny, and at the table. Off to the side, there are pies and cookies.
3 years ago, some shit happened to my brother's friend Smoke. His ma, her name is Magpie, cooked her ass off, man. Well, nothing for her to feed 4 or 5 fuckers at a time. The desserts, man, I swear that shit came from the store. She sold cakes, pies to make ends meet, but all that shit changed overnight. We was chilling outside, smoking a little weed, drinking a little Coke 45. I mean, you know how we do.
A woman in a housecoat frantically staggers out of the house. An angry, muscular man smokes and yells while he's in the doorway.
One day, Smoke's mom comes running out of the house all beat up and shit. Some muscle-bound motherfucker she was fucking with like to put her hands on her. We didn't pay it no mind at first. And like she gonna come up and leave his ass. Smoke said it must have been some good-ass dick.
Cappy opens the front door. Smoke waits on the other side.
But over time, shit got crazy. The last straw was after his mom was laid up in the ICU in a coma for 3 days. Our moms worked night shifts, so Cappy let Smoke stay at our crib.
Cappy, Benny, and an angry Smoke sit back, talk, and plan.
That night, we got to thinking, this fool ain't even Smoke's dad. We had to do something. We had to make that fucker disappear.
Chauncey, with his head swiveling back and forth outside in the car, handing Smoke drugs.
Ran up on this thick, black-skinned motherfucker named Chauncey, but he be moving foul-ass crack. You know, that shit that got bitches around the way dropping like flies. He copped us a few vials, and we headed back to the spot.
Boyfriend enters the house. He unscrews a beer, gulps it down. Cappy, over the stove, melts crack on a spoon and fills a syringe. Boyfriend, knocked out, wakes up and struggles with the boys.
Earlier that night, Smoke went over there, crushed about some volume in the old man's beer. In a few hours, fucker got to drinking. He was out like a light. Cap cooked that funky ass shit up. Smoke's about to stick him, but he woke up.
When boyfriend's eyes are wide as the syringe is injected, he stares. Smoke. Boyfriend's eyes roll back. He's dead. The boys step back.
That motherfucker was strong as fuck. I'm telling you, we had to help. We held him down enough for Smoke to shoot him up, but he didn't have no fight left in him. He just stared at Smoke like he couldn't believe Smoke got that drop on him. Coroner called it an overdose.
End of montage. Back to the present. Roller momentarily lowers his gun.
After Smoke's mom got out, she got herself together and started taking classes and shit. 2 years later, she owns her own property, baking desserts for some of LA's top restaurants.
Roller, with a menacing look, ponders a moment. Then he stares down.
She got a new man. He got a job.
Roller briefly paces around the room. Returns to Benny.
He get along with your buddy Smoke?
Benny shakes his head no.
Smoke got capped 6 months later. Heard it was retaliation.
Roller laughs hysterically, pulls the trigger, bang, clips Coffee. The phone rings again. Roller doesn't answer. He looks at Benny.
Guess you're the lucky one, huh?
Mister, you ain't gotta kill me.
Roller chews over it and sighs. He approaches Benny, who's in tears, puts a gun to his head. Roller pulls the trigger. The gun clicks. Roller chuckles.
I said the last one would live the longest, and I'm a man of my word. Thought you was dead? Somebody gotta live to tell the story.
Benny frowns. Roller chambers around, puts the gun in his own mouth. Bam! Cops in tactical gear rush in with their guns drawn. Cops untie him and scan the room. The police sergeant consoles Benny, who looks at his dead friend.
We got you, son. We got you.
Back to the present. Sanders shakes his head.
Everything the kid said. They put him in juvie till he turned 18. He ain't been right in the head since.
Butch appears startled. His eyes water.
That was the last break-in around here. Roller ended up being a sort of neighborhood legend. So, tell me, how'd you know him?
He was my dad.
Sanders' eyes go wide, shakes his head.
Sorry to hear. Just know this. Your father never ran away from a fight. You take it easy, young man.
Sanders waddles away. We cut to Butch's motorcycle. Butch ponders a moment, then he drives off, goes to a telephone booth and dials a number.
Hey man, it's me.
Cut to Jules's condo. It's nighttime. Jazz music plays in the background of a comfy bachelor's pad. Music's low, candles everywhere. On a sofa, Jules sits in a robe. He's calm, collected, as he does something we can't see. Sitting between Jules's legs on the floor is Awesome, also wearing a robe. Her eyes are closed as Jules massages her afro.
Oh, right there. Hey, that's the spot. Damn, your hands are magic.
Jules smiles, takes in the compliment.
When was the last time a man's done that for you?
Honestly, never. Move to the left. Yeah, right there.
The doorbell rings. Awesome makes her way to the back, out of sight. Jules struts to the door, bopping his head to the music. Doorbell rings again.
Okay, hold your horses.
Jules opens the door, and Vincent is waiting on the other side.
Hey, man, where were you?
Vincent hands Jules a beer, and Jules examines it, smiles.
Fucking awesome.
Vincent immediately and uninvitedly sits down. Jules glances towards the back area.
We got a prop.
At that moment, a sexy, dark-skinned woman comes out from the back, and Vincent is caught off guard as the woman, also in a silk robe, grabs something to drink from the refrigerator. She's all smiles. Vincent stands to shake her hand.
I'm Vincent. You are...
Awesome. Pleased to meet you.
The voluptuous Awesome in her 20s, sexy walks past Jules and winks.
Don't be long.
Vincent and Jules ogle Awesome, who continues to walk towards the back room. Vincent smiles. Jules tries to downplay it.
Let me guess. 2-door down?
Jules smiles, appears anxious to get back to Awesome.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little nightcap. So what's up?
Vincent gets close up to Jules and talks just above a whisper.
You didn't tell me Zara's brother is a cop.
I'm supposed to know that shit. Do I look like I'm that bitch's goddamn keeper?
Vincent paces back and forth.
As I recall, I warned you to leave that bitch alone, but you just had to have the pussy, didn't you?
What would you do?
If it was me, I'd cut my losses.
Vincent contemplates.
In the meantime, I's got to get mine.
All right. I'll see you in the AM.
Lance's date has him entering the bathroom floor, covered with a shower curtain. He says, "Don't knock it till you try it." We cut to an exterior bus station, daytime. Several people wait with their luggage. A woman's voice gives unintelligible update over the intercom. A taxi arrives at the station parking lot. Butch and a much more coherent Luca exit the taxi with 2 suitcases. Butch motions for Luca to wait while he approaches the ticket line. Luca's head is swiveling back and forth while Butch pays for the tickets, and Butch returns to Luca, hands him a ticket. Luca frowns.
Where's your ticket?
Butch ponders a moment. It's like he doesn't know how to explain it. He talks just above a whisper.
I'm not coming.
What?
I said I'm not coming.
Luca can't believe it. He paces in a circle, points at his hand. Butch is clearly in a zone, staring straight ahead.
You saw what they did to me? Imagine what they're gonna do to you.
I got a plan.
Oh, so now you got a fucking plan. Tell me this fucking plan of yours.
No, the less you know, the better.
Luca shakes his head in disbelief. He's so angry he smiles.
I should have never brought you into this shit. If something happens to you, you're my best friend, man.
Another woman is talking over the intercom. People grab their things and approach a running parked bus with the drivers clipping tickets.
I ain't never ran from a fight. I ain't about to start now. I got a plan. One they'll never see coming. But in order for it to work, you need to go. Trust me.
Luca gives Butch that worried look, and a glance back as the line is dwindling down. Butch carries the suitcases and sets them down by the bus's open cargo bay. He and Luca give each other a brotherly hug.
Take care of yourself.
The bus driver takes Luca's ticket. Close up, we see the intense look on Butch's face. The bus drives away, fade up onto a black screen. Title card reads, "Vengeance is mine." Cut to interior Marcellus's Leroy's bar. We see Marcellus sitting at a table talking to Butch.
There comes a time when a man has to learn to stand on his own 2 feet. This is your time.
On the desk, an open medical bag is stuffed with cash.
You did the right thing. I know you're hurting inside right now. But see, a man in your position should never disrespect the game. Luca disrespected the game, which is why I need to know from you what side of the coin you on.
Butch is expressionless.
Way I see it, when the motherfucking coin hits the ground, it's going to be either heads or tails. You can take heads, make a shitload of money, make this all go away, never speak of it again. Or fall on your tail, let motherfucking pride get in the way, end up on a metal table with a toe tag. You'll be a distant memory.
We see the back of Marcellus's head. No band-aid as of yet.
How many? Tell me, how many fights think you got in you? 3, 4?
About 5.
That's the problem with boxing. We all think we got one more left in them. Till some young, more experienced buck come running along, knock your motherfucking lights out. It creeps up on you when you least expect it. So, what side of the coin? Heads or tails?
Butch briefly reflects over it.
It's
Right fucking call.
Marcellus sets the .357 handgun on the table. Butch eyes it. Paul comes close to Marcellus, whispers in Marcellus's ear, and Butch gets up to leave. He passes a black lady who faces away towards the bar. Paul motions a slightly nervous woman named Vernita Green, 18 years old, who resembled Copperhead, Kill Bill Volume 1, yet to come.
This is Vernita Green, Reggie's sister.
Pleased to meet you.
Sorry to bother you, Mr. Wallace. I know my brother used to work for you and that you had a little run-in a while back, but ain't nobody seen him in a while. I'm afraid. Have you talked to him?
Vernita tears up. She tries to keep it together.
True. Your brother and I had a beef in the past, but I assure you, I ain't seen or talked to Reggie.
If you do, could you please call?
I'll put some of my people on it.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace.
We cut to taxi cab a few moments later. Taxi door opens and Vernita hops inside. She's angry.
That motherfucker knows something. He got the nerve to just lie to me like that to my face. I'm gonna find out.
Vernita looks around, ponders.
I got news for him. He takes from me, and I'm gonna take from him.
We now see her talking to Esmeralda, who's in the driver's seat.
In due time. Let's get out of here.
Esmeralda drives away. Cut to the airport. Outside, daytime. Jules briefly reflects.
What's that one thing you miss? What's the one thing you miss? What's the one thing you miss the most about Obadiah?
Jules chews over the information. Smiles.
That dog was one bad motherfucker.
Fade out to the end.
You're muted, Phil. There you go.
Wonderful.
Everybody. Y'all did an awesome job, especially this late at night. Sorry. So I really appreciate you guys doing this.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you for writing.
I wanted to say something else. You don't realize what mistakes you make in the script until you hear the full live read. And so I did catch a couple of things and stuff that I made. Not some were mistakes, and then some were like, you know what? I think I can use some other words than some of the words that I used in the script. I'm one of those type of guys and stuff is that I usually watch. When I watch Quentin Tarantino, I look at some of this, try to make it like him. And most of you guys, I don't even think some of y'all was even born when the shit came out. So the movie. So when y'all try to act something, I really appreciate you guys going back and doing the research on it. You can tell it. But sometimes in this day and age, when we're talking about being more politically correct or whatever and stuff, I'm sitting around and I look at the word count for how many times I had the N word in there, and I say to myself, let's see, I need to cut some of those out. Not just some. I need to cut a lot of them out. But the thing is that because you don't realize it at the time and stuff, you don't think about it, and all of a sudden you say to yourself. But everybody still did a very professional job, and I really appreciate it and stuff. And this, if anything, this makes my script much better because now I can go back and change some of the things and stuff that if I felt a little bit uncomfortable about it, I think I need to make that change. So thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it, guys.
Jules would say, "Negro, please."
Yeah, I know, and it's kind of funny is that when I started writing it, he had an explanation of why he didn't have any problem with using the word. And I said, well, you know what? I was still doing this back in 1980s time frame, but at the same time, I could still find other words, and it just looking at the time frame and stuff. In Django, 116 times minimum. All right, but the thing is I'm like, okay, this ain't Django and stuff, but this is Pulp Fiction and stuff. So my goal is to actually make it into a way where it's more acceptable today, even though we kind of know some of the words and terminology and stuff that were used back during that time frame. So, but I mean, you guys hit everything on there, and I really, really appreciate how professional everyone was. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Hollins. Sir, so what are you going to be making a fan film already?
What was that again?
So what are you going to be making a fan film already? This is our second script that you've actually submitted to us.
Yeah.
Well, This is kind of interesting. I just me and a buddy of mine just wrote a script, and it's about I don't know if you're familiar with it. This young lady, her name is Calafia. She was the Black Queen of California Island. All right, back in the 16th century. And there was actually a book that was written on her by a Spanish explorer back in the 1600s, and it talked about this society of Black women who there was an island where there were no men, and they had this griffin who would attack any men who would actually come to the island. And so my buddy and I decided to write a script and write an actual film, and we made her into a superhero. So we have a dual timeline and stuff of this young lady and as she is today. So it's kind of it's a Black Panther type of Wonder Woman type script, and it seems to be doing pretty well. We put it into a couple of contests. We have a producer who's interested in it, and I'll talk to him, see if he wants to do that. But it's really good. I love the idea, the concept, because we have this young lady, and right now we look at a lot of Black people. You always assume that the first Black people here were slaves, and we're basically saying that's not true. So we want to show the story and stuff, and of course, it's definitely not Pulp Fiction. So, but the thing is that it's a show that I think will resonate around the world. You know, I mean, we looked at Black Panther, and Black Panther did very well around the world. Not only did it make 700 million in the United States, it made 700 million worldwide also. Right? And so it's not necessarily about the money. It's about how to get, to change perception of people and stuff around the world about people of color and how societies work together. So it's not we kind of call it this way. It's not a Black movie. It's a movie that features people who are Black. And the reason why I say that is different is because there was a rapper that was a couple of months ago, and he was on the radio, and he said, "Man, I can't wait till the day when we don't have to make Black movies anymore. Just excellent movies that just so happen to feature Black people." So I said, okay, let's do that. So I think it's something that a lot of people will be happy about watching and looking at and stuff. It's not preachy. We want people to understand certain things about Black culture, and I think they will. Then, if you look at it and you look at the Kush, which are the people and stuff, they were actually from Sudan, and they actually lived like the Egyptians. Mm-hmm. And you're talking about what's her name, Amanatore and her grandmother and her mother, who actually conquered the Romans and stuff like that. These are things that people need to see. Yeah, so it's a thing. It's an opportunity to see these stories, and we mix fantasy with real world, and looking at these people living these actual gigantic. This was way before Black Panther ever came up with their ideas and stuff. So we think that we did come up with a great story, and we have a trilogy that's coming along with that. So anyway, I'm getting long. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Sounds exciting. I cannot wait.
Yeah. So
are you aware of these?
Mm-hmm. I'm happy with that. But go ahead.
Go ahead. You finish.
I'm happy with it, and I think that it's not actually a film or a movie or something out there. But the thing is it's based off of an actual book. It's called Calafia, and it's a romance novel about Calafia. And so we wanted to actually just, like I said, change it into a real interesting story. And it's based on African folklore and Black Panther and kind of Wonder Woman, but it's not really, it's completely different than those. We're definitely not doing anything. You won't look at this and say, oh man, it's another Wonder Woman. No, it's not. It's completely different.
I looked it up when you were talking about it in Wikipedia, and there's actually a mural of her in the Mark Hopkins Hotel in San Francisco. Even though it's a fictional character.
Right.
And there's also a sculpture garden in Escondido that has an area dedicated to Queen Calafia. So it's called Queen Calafia's Magical Circle.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, look up the Kush people, the Nubians in the Kush in that era, and you'll be surprised of all the information that you find, and you see these huge buildings And a lot of folks don't realize how big those buildings are. They think it's just, you know, the Egyptian man sitting on a chair. But the people, you can imagine this giant place and stuff. And then you look way at the bottom of the photo as these people standing there. So they had these Egyptian type sculptures and stuff. So it was a mix between African and an Egyptian or Sudanese type culture. So we want people to see those things and stuff. And, you know, the guy came to talk to me and stuff about doing it, you know, and I was really happy to, you know, to join into the project. It wasn't something I was doing in the beginning. And then once we started talking about different things, because we changed things around and stuff. But I mean, and we're really proud about it. You know, if it gets made, fantastic and stuff. But if it doesn't, you know, we know eventually it'll come out. And plus we're doing the comic books also. So we want to get people, you know, and it's not just a Black person's comic book. It's anybody's comic book. And that's the thing. We want people to be happy and stuff and look and talk about different stories and about different cultures and stuff. So it's, you know, we think that it's a good chance for people to have a good time, you know.
Well, Phil, if you're ever looking for some actors, you got a great selection already in place.
Hey, oh yeah, believe me. And like I said, I will be looking forward to talking to people. I don't have your names on here, so Eugene's going to have to, because I can't be calling you by my character names and stuff in here, you know, that I see on the screens and whatnot.
I don't know. Some names could stick. You know, I feel like a Marcellus now.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm serious. It was a great job doing the acting and stuff. Matter of fact, your Marcellus was better than some of the real guys that I had doing it before. You know, I'm serious. The guys who were trying to do it, and I was like, they didn't even try to do it. You know, so you did a bang up job of that. Everybody did.
You really did.
Thank you.
So I really appreciate it. And that's the main project that we have going on right now and stuff. A couple of other scripts, but that's the main one that we're working on.
All right.
Well, I hate to cut you off. I've got to run. But you guys have fun the rest of this night, all right?
All right.
It was
Thank
great
you so
working
much.
with you. You did a great job.
Yeah, good working with you all.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for this, Phil. And Eugene, thank you. And all of
thank you.
An announcer guy.
Any more questions or anything?
Well, are you working on any other stuff? Because I'm glad you talked about this, because I remember, and I'm from New York. My name is Frederick Irvin, and I was studying African history with Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinan and Professor Simmons in New York City. So a lot of the history that you talk about, I know that a lot of people don't know. Like the Egyptians are really from the south of Africa and came up. That's a story that needs to be told. And it seems like you're telling that story. I mean, and the fact that they were here over in the Americas before Columbus, and there's evidentiary facts of that. So that's another story. That's another movie. So, but it's also educational what you're talking about. And when people see your history, they have a different view of you, you know, and that's what I believe the point of it all.
Yeah. I can show you a picture real quick of the setup. This is one thing. Just 1 second, if I can pull it up real quick. 1 second here. I have to go. It's in my pitch here. 1 second. And here it is. I can't post it. I can't do a mirror on the screen, can I? Can I share?
Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Just share screen.
Let me go ahead and pull up the picture real quick, and then I'll share the screen with you. Then you guys can kind of get an idea of what we're working on here. Let's see.
I was thinking of Queen Kandasi when you were mentioning that.
Let's see. Come on. Here we go. And put that there. Okay. Let's see. Here it is. Where's it? 1 second. Got to click on the right thing here. Okay. Here's our pitch deck here. So I'll share the screen real quick. And let's see. This is can you see the screen?
Coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So this is actually the Nubian city that someone had did actual reimagine, redid the revitalization or whatever of the picture and stuff.
Yes.
And this is an actual culture. This is the actual world. All right. And so this is the picture that we had of Calafia. All right.
Wow.
Just that, that we had made. And so we created a long line, the vision, and stuff. And so this is area right here is kind of the halls, some of the actual facility, places and stuff that they had over for the Kush, for the Almix. So that was the queen. This was the queen. Amani Kashito, and she is the great grandmother of Calafia in our story. But she's also in real life. She's Amanatoi's grandmother. Amanatoi and stuff. She was a famous female warrior and stuff. And you see that head that's on the side right there?
Mm-hmm.
That is actually Emperor Augustus of Rome.
She's sitting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so they had actually taken his head and stuff, and they actually buried it under a tomb. So it's just it's just some of the different things. They had the griffin and things like that. So we come up with just 2 different storylines, and so I don't want to go through too many stuff with you, but I can kind of give you an idea of what some of the buildings and stuff look like. So
You know what? Real quick, I remember studying with Professor Simmons, and you talk about when Jesus studying in Egypt at the age of 13 and all that. There's an obelisk in Central Park, the obelisk taken from Egypt around that time. And so he was saying, could that have been where Jesus studied from, in the actual physical pieces there in New York City? I mean, that's a story that could be.
And there's so many different things and stuff. And there's other stories I'm working on that along those lines. But you can see that down here. These are the tourists down here. These little people down there. Those are the tourists. You can see how high that door is.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. So that kind of gives you an idea and stuff. And these are the Nubian pyramids and stuff. And I mean, and so it kind of gives you a taste of what's really, what the world was like. So when we do our story, you'll get to see that giant world and stuff, that people can actually see and say, wait a minute now. So we want to make sure that people not mistaking us with Black Panther or anything along those lines and stuff. And that was a great movie, and we don't have, no disrespect whatsoever intended, but but they had to create their world. And what we're doing is we actually have a world and stuff that already exists, and we just need to emphasize it in a much better, in a much larger way. So, hopefully I'll submit this one if it's fortunate enough to make a official selection and stuff, then that's fantastic. But we've submitted it to actuals. People who are actually in the industry, who actually do like the reads for us to make sure that it's that it's a good story, that everything fits, and we're getting a lot of good feedback from people of color. So we've had a couple of Black female producers are like, it's about time somebody did this, and we're happy, we're glad about that, because we're actually trying to create something that people will like and enjoy. They can sit back and say, okay, this is a great story, and then change people's perception all over the world. That's the goal. So,
thank you.
So, but thank you, Eugene, for letting me show this. So appreciate it.
Of course, it was a pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
So hopefully we'll get to read this next year.
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. Well, thanks again.
Of course.
Good luck.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.